hate to do it, but I'm actually going to stick up for Chelsea here. I think this is a good signing. Chelsea are getting a lot of grief for signing Joao Pedro. It's another sort of striker that can sort of play in the 10. We don't really know what his best position is, but I actually think this is quite smart. I agree that Chelsea have spent a lot of money, right? And how they go about that, how they don't break rules, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but it is crazy. But in terms of this specific signing, I think that people look at Pedro and see them making another signing, spending a lot of money, and that taints how they feel about the actual transfer itself. I'm talking specifically about the profile of player. Now, again, like I said at the start of the video, I think a lot of people are going to look at it and think he's sort of a striker, sort of a number 10. One player that Chelsea don't really have depth for is Cole Palmer in that attack. Esteval said that long term he wants to play as a number 10 for Chelsea, but again, he's going to be finding his feet next year. Joao Pedro, bear in mind Chelsea are back in the Champions League as well, to have Joao Pedro who offers that versatility, but I think his best position is actually as that number 10. Obviously he can play up front, he can play off the left as well. He offers something different to the likes of Neto and Gittins. Obviously they've got Madueke who can play out there as well. The level of attacking depth is insane, but predominantly for me, I think he will probably be used as a rotation option to Palmer in that number 10. Palmer played a lot of football last season, and if he gets a big injury, they've got someone now who can just slot in there. They didn't really have that before. When you compare him to other strikers, he ranks first for key passes and first for through passes completed as well. He is one of the most creative, versatile strikers in the league, and to add that to your squad, yes, you've got Delap, yes, you've got Jackson. Look, they might end up selling Jackson further down the line. We don't know, and then they can just use Pedro and Delap as a striker rotation, which is still really nice. Like I said, Chelsea have spent a lot of money, right? And I don't like Chelsea. I don't really like the way they go about it. Like I said, I don't really know enough of it to comment fully, but I do feel like people see Chelsea spending decent money again. And look, they've got Pedro for around £50 million, which isn't the craziest amount of money in this day and age anyway, really. Let's be honest, it's not. It's not. But that is Chelsea's attack kind of set for the next 2-3 years now. Look, they might move on players like Jackson. They might move on a Neto or a Madueke at some point in the next 1 or 2 years. But they've still got enough options to cover multiple positions. The best thing to have in your squad is versatility. And I know Chelsea get taken the piss out of for signing players who can sort of play as a striker, sort of play as a 10, like Nkunku, Felix. It didn't quite work out. But for me, Pedro is already proven quality. He's an upgrade on those two players. He's got that nastiness that, you know, has kind of been missing from Chelsea, I think, a little bit. He's got that sort of bite about him. And I think now if they move on to a centre-back and a goalkeeper, they're kind of done. They do need to maybe make a centre-back upgrade in that back line. I like Colwill. I think there's more to come from him. If Fofana can stay relatively injury-free next year, can he play a big part? If not, you never know, Chelsea might look to sell him. And look, I don't like how Chelsea stockpile these players. That's not what I'm saying. I don't like how Chelsea go about it. But I do think that sometimes people get annoyed about a signing, get annoyed about Chelsea spending money and don't actually look at why they've necessarily done it. I think this is a far more smarter deal than people are giving Chelsea credit for. Maybe they could have signed a player for slightly cheaper in that position who had potential to grow into. Maybe they could have done that. But they moved into the Champions League this year. Maybe the ambitions of the owners have changed with them getting Champions League football and they want to be more serious. This is a sort of signing that Chelsea would make back in the day, you know, so I don't hate it at all.
Chelsea fans, here's your latest Chelsea news. David Ornstein has reported some breaking news that Chelsea have reached an agreement with Brighton to sign Joao Pedro. A deal in excess of £50 million has been struck, while personal terms are in place on a contract until 2032. He goes on to report if the medical checks are successfully completed, Joao Pedro will become part of Chelsea's squad contesting in the Club World Cup in the US. He also reported that Joao Pedro wanted Chelsea only, which makes sense as to why he turned down Newcastle multiple times. And finally, Fabrizio Romano has reported that Joao Pedro will travel on Tuesday for medical tests and contract signing, ready for the FIFA Club World Cup. So Chelsea have confirmed the signings of Jamie Gittins and Joao Pedro in a matter of 24 hours. It looks like Chelsea are moving aggressive in this market. And fair play to Chelsea, they did say they were going to be moving aggressive in this market, and so far for the signings they've got, they have got them done in a very short period. Now me personally, I'm still on the fence when it comes to the signing of Joao Pedro, but I'm very interested to see how this will blossom. The one thing I am happy about is Brighton wanted around £60 million and Chelsea managed to get this over the line for £50 million, and I think that is a fair market value. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think £50 million is a fair price for Joao Pedro? And are you happy that Chelsea have signed Joao Pedro? Do you feel like this signing can be a success? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. And if you are new around here, make sure you hit that follow button.
Chelsea reach agreement with Brighton to sign Joao Pedro. Deal for 23-year-old Brighton forward is in excess of £50 million. Personal terms in place on a 7-year contract. Medical being arranged. Brazilian international only wanted Chelsea and will join FIFA Club World Cup squad as well. He's heading straight out there for that too. And Fabrizio Romano adding that he will complete his medical in Brazil. Then he'll travel to the FIFA Club World Cup as he's joining Maresca's squad next week. Contract until 2032. Only wanted Chelsea despite Newcastle's. I think Chelsea will be good enough for top 4 next season. They've got a ridiculous squad of players. The turnover of players at Chelsea has to be a slight concern. It is a very, I mean, look, Nkunku came in with great hopes. What's happened to him? Mudryk has obviously, Sancho last summer, he's gone. There is a high turnover of players. Why is it always long contracts for players 23 or under? When does this come to fruition?
Some people may look at this Joao Pedro signing as underwhelming, but I do not. I think Chelsea are getting a good player for the price of 55 million. Premier League proven, knows the league, can play across the front three, technically very, very good, can link up, play well, and I feel like for me, he's got the facets of being a very, very good Premier League footballer. And Chelsea, like I said to you, can play him on the left-hand side, can play him in a false 9 position, can even drop him to the number 10 role. And like I said to you, in this day and age right now, when you're looking at Premier League footballers, and you're looking at even just in general footballers and the price tags, I think if you want to get a decent to good Premier League footballer, you're going to spend a minimum of 50 million. You're going to. So for me, people might look at it and think, you know what, man, that is a lot of money. But like I said to you, players like this who can play across the front three that are very, very, I don't know, tactically very flexible. And when you look at Europe right now, fluidity is key. So Chelsea, I think you got yourself a good player.
But I want to start off about this Chelsea deal for Joao Pedro, because what I don't understand is how Chelsea can go from Saturday lunchtime not being in for Joao Pedro to Sunday evening signing him for the same price we're trying to negotiate for 5 weeks with Brian Mbeumo and Brentford. It's bloody embarrassing. Whoever's going to try and make this positive and say, we've got to wait till July the 1st. We've got to wait till July the 1st. We've got to wait till July the 1st. No one else is waiting till July the 1st, are they? Everybody else is doing 3 or 4 deals before July the 1st. It's incredibly incompetent. And I just want to say at the start, I'm not going to lose it. We can still rescue this transfer window. But answer me this question. If you're relaxed and you're calm, maybe someone from Man United's watching. Maybe some of you United fans are calm and relaxed. Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal and Chelsea finished top 4 last year, and Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal and Man City are the top 4 clubs in the transfer window at the moment. There's a correlation there. There's a big correlation there. But my question is, what was the plan for Man United? Like, all I want to know is, what was the plan?
Chelsea and the money that they're spending, we are actually going to spend 110 million, roughly. I say 110, because 55 and then maybe just double it. For Gittins and Joao Pedro. That doesn't sound great on paper. Yeah? But, it's the same route. It's the same route where we were hoping we wouldn't go down. But, I mean, these players are not rubbish. They're not crap. You know, it's like, what the hell is this? It's not that. But it's just more experimentation. We actually don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to blow up? Are they going to explode? Are they going to be complete crap? We genuinely don't know. I think there's more confidence in Gittins than there is on Joao Pedro. That I will say. But Joao Pedro, a lot of people aren't really sold on this. And personally, I'm not really sold on this. I'm not. Joao Pedro is going to come in as a centre-forward option.
Brighton have absolutely fleeced Chelsea once again. £271 million worth of players have joined Chelsea from Brighton in the last 3 years, plus Graham Potter and other coaching staff. Everyone from Caicedo, Cucurella, Sanchez, and now Joao Pedro. Even Colwill. It's getting ridiculous. This is the new Southampton to Liverpool. Everyone remembers that Liverpool poached Adam Lallana, Mane, and Virgil van Dijk. This is exactly the same, just on a lower scale. Chelsea made some great signings, but you telling me they've spent £300 million and their front three next season is going to be Delap, Pedro, and Neto? Like, really? £300 million. Like, I'll be honest, I think Chelsea's business model is pretty good when it comes to signing young players, but they spent over £1 billion on that squad, and they still don't lack a world-class player. They still don't lack really that much experience. Let's be honest, their oldest outfield player is like 26, 27 years of age. That's Tosin Adarabioyo. This Chelsea project, to me, is crazy.